Bitcoin is at $59,300, and I just want to give you a quick update here what I see in the charts. So starting with the lower time frame around the 4-hour chart, you can see over here what has been happening. Basically, since the 8th of August, which is now about 2 weeks ago, it has been trading in this range between 62,000 and basically 56,000. And you can see here it's just chopping sideways. And this is obviously incredibly boring, but it is part of the consolidation phase of markets, and it happens pretty regularly where for several weeks at a time, price trades sideways and everyone gets incredibly bored and frustrated. And this is actually by design too, because this results in people trying to force trades all the time on leverage and getting liquidated, which is obviously incredibly profitable for exchanges and market makers. So once the consolidation phase is complete, I would expect continuation of the bullish trend. But as you can see over here, there are a bunch of previous highs here. All these highs, they become liquidity. So at some point, price is going to go and grab all of this, and it's going to go back to 62,000 and beyond. There are also here at the bottom, these previous lows also become liquidity. So it's still completely possible that as long as it's trading in this range, that it does make another stab here lower at 57 or maybe 56,000. Maybe it retests this level. I do think there's a pretty decent chance that the low is in that we got over here on the 15th of August when the price dropped to just under 56,000. That is likely going to be the low here. So I expect us to continue to chop around a bit. Maybe it takes this one more time, and then eventually the idea is to take the liquidity to the upside and continue higher. Now zooming out to the weekly chart, we have the 50 simple moving average here in blue, which is very, very important because it acted as support in the same way as it did here in 2021 for the bull market. It acted as support on that drop 2 weeks ago where we dropped to about $49,000. And you can see it dropped there. It took out the liquidity. So it took out these previous lows over here. It wicked there. It liquidated all the leveraged longs over here, and it bounced perfectly from that 50-week moving average. And currently we're sitting right here. So you can see this whole area over here, you could probably take as a range like this, where the high is just about 74,000 and the lows over here are simply around 53,000. And we have been in this phase consolidating here since March this year. So that is currently about a 4-month period of incredible boredom, correction, and chop. And just like we've seen it on a lower time frame that I just showed you on the 4-hour chart, it also happens on the daily or the weekly chart, where obviously it takes weeks or months. And this is incredibly frustrating because at this point in time, within this range, everyone is constantly trying to take positions. People who are trading with leverage, they're trying to force trades, right? They're waiting for that breakout to the upside, which in my opinion is very likely to happen. It's just a matter of time. But if you're forcing trades and you're doing this on high leverage and you're doing this at the wrong levels, if you take a trade over there with a long position on high leverage, when it does drop like this, you get liquidated, right? So we are here, in my opinion, in the process of consolidation or reaccumulation, right? We had basically we had this move up. Then we are creating a consolidation over here, and I do think that it is likely that we are going to break up and continue higher at some point once this consolidation is complete. So we've taken the lows of this range at this point in time. Historically, August and September are the worst months for the markets. They're corrective, they're sideways, and historically also Q4, so October, November, December, is a good period, typically bullish, typically green. So I think just based on the charts and based on that historic seasonality, we have to be patient another couple more weeks, and this could very well here be still just the last chance you have for the lows to be able to buy around this area before hopefully we get this continuation to the upside where we start to break out and continue higher and hopefully head towards $100,000 or more. And that is hopefully going to be a period between October of this year and March of 2025. So we had the Bitcoin halving here in April in the same way that we had it in May of 2020. And you can see over here, approximately 12 months after the halving, we had the peak, right? So we've had the halving here and we've been in a corrective phase after the halving, which is perfectly normal based on the previous cycles. You can see over here for a period of 4 to 5 months after the halving in 2020, in the previous cycle, we also went sideways. There was a lot of boring chop and correction and nothing really started to happen. And then in October of 2020, the market started to move and we went from about $12,000 all the way to $65,000 by April. I think that price action is potentially repeating here. We've had a very boring and corrective sideways market, as you can see from the halving, for a period of now about 4 months. Then we get into October, which is what I've been saying is historically bullish. So hopefully from October onwards, we start to break out of this range. We get to new all-time highs in the markets. And then hopefully we continue this move up to about March or April of 2025 for a bull market cycle peak. That is at this point in time what I'm looking for. By the way, there is now 1 week left before I close the doors to my VIP membership. So if you want to join me and 2,800 members, you want to get access to all my courses, my training, my monthly updates, my monthly newsletter, my monthly video update, my daily charts that I share in Discord, my real-time trade ideas that I share for both crypto and for Forex. If you want access to the whole community, traders and investors, access to me personally, all of that is included in VIP. The price is still very discounted. There's $1,000 off and you can join until August 28th. That's when I'm closing doors because of all of this, what I explained right now. Basically, I think we're in the best position before continuation of this bullish market, and I want to avoid taking on people once we start pumping much higher. So the key to making profits with crypto is you want to buy low and you want to sell high. That's why I opened VIP during these last couple of weeks to be able to get you in when I think it's the most optimal period to still position yourself to get involved. Then I'm closing now on August 28th because I believe after that onwards we could see this continuation, and that is when we're going to be looking to sell. Once everything pumps and everything gets euphoric once again, that's when we're going to be looking to sell and short on the way down in the bear market while everyone else is buying the top and getting wrecked. So come and join us in VIP. It's literally risk-free for 60 days. There's a full unconditional money-back guarantee, but you have to join before August 28th. The link is in the description down below.